What's going on, guys? So just thought I would show the process of working on this Corvette that's behind me. So just a rundown of what I need to do on it real quick. I am mounting, so basically I'm mounting this air to water setup on it, and then also mounting the radiator for it. So so obviously this is a blower car. It's got a East Coast supercharger? I don't know. Pretty sure it's relatively close and similar in size to like an F1A. Car makes about 1100 horsepower now. Had a problem with it getting real hot after a pull, the IATs. So intake air temps were like 200 degrees after a quarter-mile pull, according to the customer. So I guess supposedly they're coming out with a newer unit that's supposed to be able to make quite a bit more power. So we're gonna do, he's just got tired of the air to air, so we're gonna do the air to water on it, and all that piping is gonna be 4-inch. So gonna be doing that also on it. Before the setup was, the radiator was behind the air to water, of course. So the air to water was here, the normal intercooler was here, then had the radiator behind it. So basically chopped out that bar that was on there before. It had this aluminum mount set up for the radiators. And I have been trying to mess with this, trying to mount the radiator first. But since these fans and this shroud is so big, I think it's gonna be easier to mount the air to water setup real quick, which I have some nut certs for that, so that'll be pretty cool. Pretty nice little mount setup. So I'm gonna mount this first and then mount the radiator. So I've been playing with it for a couple of days now, trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it, and I think that's going to be the best way is to mount the air to water first and then get the radiator where I need it. The hardest part is trying to keep it back behind this lip of this bumper, or not lip, but back inside here, this like angle of it. So because it is going to be at an angle in there like this, but try to get this air to water mounted up real quick. See if we can get the radiator mounted up all nice too. Fucking hailing out. They're not super big, but I guess now it's raining. They're like pea-sized hail. Can't even pick one up. Fucking raining sideways. Fucking gonna tornado. What are you barking at? Huh? What you barking at? I did get the air to water mounted. It's mounted up here. There's 2 nut certs into here. I didn't exactly show how to do the nut cert. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like a rivet. You just drill a hole in it like that. Make sure the hole's big enough for the nut cert to go in it. And then you use that little tool over there that's just been swept up in all the dust to pull it, and it kind of pulls up and like sandwiches the other backside of, well, this would be like the plate side of it. Like on the backside, it sandwiches it and holds it in place. So 2 nut certs up top. It's a little square piece of tubing. And then under here, I did make it a little bit beefier as I should have on top. But this is 2 pieces of, I think it's 1.5 inch aluminum tube. It's pretty thick, way thicker than the stuff up top. I put 3 nut certs down here, so it's pretty strong. It doesn't move at all when I hit it. So I am probably going to add a 3rd mount to it once this thing focuses. I'm gonna add a 3rd mount to it once I put this bar back in, and I'll add another mount from like here over. Just, it probably doesn't need it, but I want to do it anyways. So yeah, clears the hood really nice. Actually got quite a bit of room. And then I do have it kind of so once I 90 off the intercooler, it'll go right into the throttle body. Trying to make it as easy on myself as possible. And I was kind of being a dip earlier, but I don't remember if you guys remember, or I don't know if you guys remember, but this had some end tanks on them that came out to like here. For some reason, I don't know why, even though the rows stop here. That must have been some type of ducting or something with the old radiator setup. But to get this to fit at the angle it's going to go in at, like this,
And to clear the bumper, I chopped the top of the intakes off, which the owner is all right with. So I'll just weld another plate over that and then put the little nipple thing back on it that I had before. So we are going to be doing, so this obviously doesn't have an outlet on it, but I'm going to be drilling a hole in it and welding a -16 bung on both of these. So both those will get a -16 bung, and he's going to do AN lines. So it should look pretty cool once it's all done. But yeah, now I just got to work on getting the radiator mounted. And then hopefully the piping will be here today. Should be here in just a little bit, hopefully. If the piping doesn't show up today, what I'll probably do is I want to rearrange the shop today. So Wyatt and I had this great idea of, I mean, I guess it was kind of Wyatt's idea, but we were both kind of questioning it. So I have the weld table and everything set up over there. What we're gonna do is just move it all to this corner, since I have all this stuff in his way. And like over here, I have all this excess space over here. And so I can put all that over there and it won't ever be in his way when he's working over here. So I wanna move the cars around, pull the RX-7 this way, and basically set it up to where the two cars are like this on both sides. And then whatever car I'm working on can be straight over here. So might try to get that done today too. Got a lot of stuff going on today. And I'm pretty tired. I need some more coffee, so get some coffee. And then we'll start working on this motherfucking Corvette, dude. Shit, a Corvette? What? Does this polka dot cup make me gay? Does it make me gay? Just got the radiator all mounted up. Just got that bar that goes across tacked. And it's got these little mounting points in there for the piece of rubber to slip through. Just like some 1-inch holes, but I need to go back and clean up some of the other stuff that was cut off of it, but I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit before I take it off so it doesn't break right away. But yeah, basically got it all mounted up. And as you can see, it's not perfectly straight in there. This side comes this way just a little bit, and it does fit with the bumper on. Already double checked it. And the reason why this side sticks out further is so I can clear this intercooler right here. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it just almost hits it right there. But it doesn't hit, so that's good. That was my biggest issue, was trying to get the air to water to fit with the radiator. Just really hard to get it to kind of sit in there exactly how I wanted it. I'm gonna talk to the owner and see what he thinks about adding like a little, not like a scoop, but a flap underneath on that bar right there. Just a little one that comes out to like right here on the radiator, so I can scoop air as it comes, as it drives by, or else it might not get that much airflow. So there's like a little piece of plate that angles down just a little bit and comes out a little bit past the radiator, so it can scoop up any air that's trying to go up under the car and try to just help it cool it down that much more. So yeah, we fit the cool. Take it off, weld it up on the bench, put it back on. It all should fit. I mean, the aluminum doesn't really shrink like stainless does at all, so it'll all fit once I put it back on. And then I need to weld those plates over the end tanks and put the AN bungs on it. And then I'll be able to mount that all up and then wait for the piping to come. So while the radiator was off, I did get this extra third mount added to it. So now, obviously, it's nut certed into this piece, so everything's removable, but it's mounted here, up under there, and up top here, so it does not go anywhere. The piping did show up, and of course, as you can see, I did get the lower done. Trying to work on the upper real quick. It's kind of like a weird angle to it right here, because like it almost lines up, but this is just a little bit lower and just off over to the side. So it is a little bit of a goofy angle, but I'll get that figured out. I did get all the things on the radiator welded up. Still need to double check that those plates that I welded up on top don't leak water. So I actually need to go to Harbor Freight real quick, or Lowe's, and buy a hose. Gotta go to Lowe's to buy some hose. But yeah, so I can double check, and I need to flush out all the metal shavings that are inside his radiator. So gotta flush that all out and then do the upper piping, and it'll be done.
He'll probably come pick it up today. Unfortunately, can't start it up. He is going to be running all the water lines for it, so he needs to run the air to water lines, and he's also making -16 coolant lines for it. So I don't know, hopefully we can hear it, and hopefully we can talk to him and maybe go to the dyno once he puts them on the dyno with this new air to water setup on it. I'm curious to see how much more power it picks up at the same boost level just by having colder intake air temps. So I don't remember if I showed these, but I did get these on, so those are all mounted up, rubber mounted. Radiator fits good, bumper fits good, which is nice. So yeah, almost got this thing finished up. Once I finish it, I'll let you guys know, and I'll show you the final product. So as you can see, got everything all done. The nuclear piping's done. Got all the bungs welded on it. It's all mounted up, all installed. Ready for the customer to pick it up tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good over my clapped out Duramax that I just bought. So before we talk about that, real cool to be a part of this Corvette project. Hoping to get it on the dyno when the customer gets it tuned. Should be pretty cool to see how much power it makes and the differences in that air to water setup. So yeah, now on to the truck I got yesterday. So fucking Wyatt convinced me to buy this Duramax. I mean, I guess he didn't really convince me, I kind of convinced myself, but he is the reason why. I've been looking at trucks, go back into the lighting, but I've been looking at work trucks to buy. I don't want to buy a fucking gas truck because there's no point, and I really like how the diesels pull stuff. So now I don't have to drive the RX-7 to any events, and if it breaks, I won't be fucked. So I'll be able to trailer it. I have that truck, but so I've been looking at work trucks for a long time. So I wasn't sure what to buy, and ended up talking to Wyatt, and of course he convinced me to get a Duramax. He said, for what I'm gonna do, just leave it stock. He's like, Duramax would be perfect. You don't gotta put a tranny in it like in the newer Cummins, or not newer Cummins, but the older Cummins that I was looking at. And they're really expensive. I picked this up, one up for a real good deal, which seems kind of sketch. Obviously I had Wyatt look it over. He said probably gonna have to do the injectors pretty soon, maybe within a year. He said he might be able to save them. I'm not really sure. He is the Duramax god, but check it out. I just had to, it had like a real bad boost leak because it's EGR deleted, and it has a, that pipe that comes off the Y bridge popped out because it only had one bracket. So I put another bracket on it and put it back in. I mean, it's kind of, the fucking bumper's real loose, and the grills looks kind of shitty. The only shitty thing about this truck is it is two-wheel drive, so it's not four-wheel drive. Seats ripped. It's got 313,000 on it. Just a work truck. Should work real great for what I need it to do. I don't really need the four-wheel drive for the wintertime because I will be getting the CRV here pretty quick. So I'll have that mainly to drive around this. Like I said, this is gonna be a work truck. So enough talking about some clapped out fucking Duramax. But as always guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like it, comment down below, let me know what you guys thought. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you guys. I kind of just wanted to film the process of it because I've never worked on a Corvette before. So kind of cool. First Corvette, fuck, you just saw it, but that is the Ford Falcon that we're gonna be LS swapping here pretty soon. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And as always guys, thanks for watching. Oh, actually before I leave, so today is Thursday night. There is a big actual no prep event that Derek is going to on Saturday. It's at PPIR. So it's at Pikes Peak. Fuck, I don't know what it is. It's somewhere down in between Pueblo and Colorado Springs. So if you're in Colorado, go check that out. It's really cool. It's like a $4,000 pot. And it's actually street racing. Like, that's not a prep track. It literally is just like I think it's an asphalt road. So real slippery. So he actually might be able to compete with some of the guys out there because they won't be able to put the power that they make down. So we're going to that on Saturday. We're making another video on his truck, so be sure to stay tuned on that also. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.